Rhythm happens when shapes, lines, patterns, or layouts are used to create movement in the design. And patterns especially can really help create this rhythm and movement by creating this visual aesthetic of seeing something that's moving even though it's stationary. Rhythm can also be achieved on a page by the placement of elements, such as in a magazine, when you have an image on the left-hand side of the magazine, and then a block down, the image is on the right-hand side, and then the next block down, it's on the left-hand side. You're creating a rhythm of the eye bouncing back and forth down the page, and this helps just guide the viewer's eye and create uniformity within your design. So here's just a basic pattern of some lines, and it creates a sort of rhythm. And if you were to stick a basic block or rectangle in the center, you could break up the rhythm and create contrast for what you wanted to say or an image you wanted to show, while maintaining the rhythm of the rest of the design on the outside. In this picture, you can see rhythm being used by these beads, and actually the colors of the beads kind of help create their own rhythm also. You get kind of this curvy waveform, and the way that it's kind of drawing your eyes around the image in this style of wave. So let's take a look at some examples. And in this image, there's actually a little bit of rhythm to the way that the typography is shown. So you have the most noticeable text here, and then the second, based on its size, would be these words and these words. And then finally at the bottom, you have the date, which is a little smaller. So you have this natural rhythm of bouncing from middle, top, down when you're reading that, based on the emphasis and typography they used. There's also a little bit of example of some movement and rhythm going here in this pattern at the bottom. And these also are creating some guiding lines shooting up toward the text for you to read. In this image, you can see also that they have the same typography rhythm, but you can also see a pattern of movement going on in the background, this diagonal kind of wave happening, and it just kind of makes your eye bounce diagonally between the corners back and forth, checking out the text that's in the center. And I really like this one because it's creating rhythm in a circular motion based on the images that they used, and they even use some images in the background which are a little contrasting to what is going on in the foreground, but it helps create this spiral rhythm, and I think that starts you off in the direction, like as if it's a clock and this is throwing you in this direction, and then your eyes kind of wander around these images, checking everything out, looking at the different design elements, and it's creating a circular rhythm and drawing you kind of like a spiral back into the middle of what they want to see. Since it's a food website, this also shows movement, that it's active, that it's, cooking with passion and movement and throwing the spices and chopping up the things, and plenty of movement going on. We're not talking about a stationary type of skill. We're talking about a skill that has a lot of action, movement, and rhythm going on, and that is portrayed in this circular design that they have going on here. So use rhythm in your design to help guide your viewer's eyes where you want them to go. You have to be careful, because if you create rhythm that leads off the page, you will guide the audience away from your image or design. So make sure when using rhythm that the rhythm is going in line with your focal point and what you actually want the viewer to see.